How's everybody doing today? Alfred Flores, CEO, President, New Age Electric. Uh, Today I'm going to be talking about in more detail advanced alternates and breakouts. Okay, the bell has rung, so I'm going to give a shout out to the Director of Operations and Superintendent of Ashburn Power, Kevin Couchbrenner, because today he has won a pretty big job. This is his first big win. He has won jobs before, but this one is a significant cost. It gets us in a new building. New opportunities are coming. So big shout out to Kevin Couchbrenner. You did good today, man. All right, let's jump back into this. So we are going to demonstrate advanced alternates and breakouts. This is the previous, an add-on to the previous tutorial on advanced alternates. If you haven't looked at that and you don't know what this is, be sure to go back and check that one out. All right, let's jump into it. So the reason behind this is to show everybody that there's more than one ways to skin a cat, but the method that I'm going to show you will help you become more aggressive, more competitive. It gets you thinking on how you can outsmart your competitors. You know, you're not the only one bidding this. There's going to be electrical contractors who sit in a room and go through this stuff line per line, tab per tab. They might start looking at previous jobs and start seeing how you did before and figure out how they can beat you this time around. So keep that in mind. So here's a scenario one. We are a company, and this is all demonstrating purposes. We're a company, and we have 134 A cards and we have 134 C cards. This is going to be my A card work, conduit bushings and whatnot. And then I'm going to have my C card work, face plates, Cat6 cable, his testings and labels. As you can tell, I'm in my base bid, so you don't understand what we're doing. We're going to go to direct labor. So your crew is always going to be 1, 2, whatever you guys want it, general foreman, however you guys want to do it. I'm taking my hours directly out of this, so my pool of hours is getting taken out of this. So if I go 0, 0, 0 this out, that's where you know the hours are pulled in from. So my C card hours are based on what my labor units are telling me right here. It's 245 hours, and I'm going to say that I'm going to have one foreman and one journeyman C card both doing it. So I'm going to divide those hours up in half, and that's how we came to that screen. So you know that when you plug something in here, it's going to take it directly out of your overall hours, which you're saying that there's going to be 1 and 1, one foreman, one journeyman crew. This is completely different in Change Order Pro. Unfortunately, I don't own Change Order Pro, so I can't show you. But if you open up Change Order Pro, your crew is not based on a one person. It is actually based on 100% a percentage of the hours. So you would put, 50-50. So it divides the hours up. It's the same thing, but it's how that's worked is just different. This is by man hour. I guess men. So 1 and 1. All right. So let's go back. I have nothing else in this job. There's nothing else going on in here. Just really quick to show you. So in this job we have taxes, and we're going to say that we want to take this job at 13%. And it's showing us that we have $5,780.41. In our breakdown tab, this is telephone data, which this is our A card work. Telephone data cabling devices, this is our C card work. Scroll this all the way over. You're going to see that it has that price with the 10%, which gives it about $1,800 in profit markup. $34,649, and this is the C card work, which is there's your markup for that. So what might happen is, since you actually have a C card division, you might be bidding a job where you're bidding it for the owner, and the owner tells the general that, hey, you got all the low voltage cabling in this job, and you reply back, yeah, he has everything in it. He goes, well, I don't want him doing it. I want to do it, I want my own company to do it. General says, no problem. Well, some generals will say, before you even submit, you're submitting your proposal, they're going to tell you that, how much did you carry for your low voltage cabling? And if you did it this way and broke it out, and not really understanding that you applied 13% to everything you see below, everything you see here, and now what happens is you have to give this back. Now, if you told him how much it was, he's probably going to expect a good chunk back, because it was a lot of work, and it was a large chunk of the job, $34,000 versus $15,000. So he's going to expect a decent amount of money back. So you don't want to put yourself in this kind of trick bag, and you have to give this, it's not worth taking the job if you can't do this work. It's just the way it is. You don't want to make $1,800 when you were expecting to make, almost $7,000. The best way to approach this is to do a breakout. It's a new bid summary, and I'm going to show you what this means. So I'm going to say, instead of doing a breakout for the general, before we even gave them proposals, we're going to do it this way. And we want to control how much we're marking this up to be a little bit more aggressive, but also kind of to protect ourselves, just in case that they come back and say, we don't want you to do the work, we want the other guy to do the work. Or you might seem to be a lot more better than the owner's low voltage cabling, or you might be hand in hand, and the general fights for your behalf and just says, hey, they could do it for the same cost, all at the same time. You don't have to bring another subcontractor in here. We're all working together. Let's just let them do it. And sometimes they'll go for the bat for you. There's very, very good general contractors out there that will go the bat for you. Keep that in mind. So we have, let's go back to the takeoff. I already have this all set up, so you guys, I'm not sitting here doing it in front of you. So in my alternate one, I just basically copied this over into here, and then in my direct labor, if you do choose alternate number 1, all you have to do is just put 1 and 1, because this is just cabling, so your crew is just 1 and 1. This one, like I said, it's 8%, and I go to my breakdown. Let me reload that real quick. So you see your markup is a lot less on here, but you have a more competitive number. Instead of doing it Where the base bid, where it's basically giving 13% markup all across. So keep this in mind. This is a great advantage for you by doing it this way, and like I said, more than one way to skin a cat. But this is a great method, and it's perfect. Now there are some to keep in mind that when you're giving back money too, this might affect you, and what you want to make sure you're doing, and especially when you're utilizing this for breakouts, and they say what's the deduct for doing this, you might be giving back way too much money than you wanted to. So like I was saying before, if you do the deduct on here, you're giving back almost $4,000. Or in reality, if you used it this way and you were a little more aggressive, and then unfortunately the owner didn't want to use you guys, you're only giving back $2,300 versus the almost $4,000 back. So really, you don't even want the job anymore. It's kind of not even worth it. But hey, it's the business. So I might do another video talking about giving back money and alternates and deducts and stuff like that, because if you truly think about this, just remember that when you're giving back stuff, when you're doing base bid and just breakouts and actually not separating it like an alternate, you have to understand that when you do give stuff back, it's going to be what you put here. Also, keep in mind, if you're doing subcontractors too, you want to make sure you're controlling how much you're giving back or you're adding to this job. Like I said in my other one, you can basically do the alternate and be safe with that and don't have to worry about any of this. But if you're doing it in the base bid, remember, this is all being applied to the base bid, and your final price, it's adding that markup and all of this. So this is going to be a blended rate if you add 5%. So if I had 5 here and there was actually $5,000 worth of material there. Actually, it's a bad example. You can't do that here. So if there were, well, let's do it really quick. Let's just say there was $5,000 here, and we put 5%. Now that this is going to be averaging out to a 12%. So keep that in mind. Whenever you do this and you do breakouts, it's going to be showing up all in here, and whatever you give back or you have to give more money, it's sometimes the outcome is not going to be what you thought, especially when you win the job and they start taking scope away from you and you didn't anticipate that, and now your profit is going down because you're anticipating you were going to make $6,000 or $5,700, whatever the case may be. Once again, Alfred Flores, CEO, President, New Age Electric. Questions, comments, leave them below. Thank you for watching.